What's going on, everybody? It's your man Hunter Grand, your personal agent for change, making life easy, Barzini.
And I'm filmpreneur extraordinaire, tech diva all day, Dre Renee.
And this is the crossroads where there's only one rule.
Be free to be you.
And y'all caught me being.
I
I'm
was
being.
like, oh,
There was no counting.
I thought you were watching the thing as it
I was watching the
ticked
thing where you
across.
normally have a countdown, but look, it is what I was gonna pour my drink
Oh
anyway.
yeah, okay, sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
forgot.
I
I
was
didn't do a
like,
countdown after the.
yeah,
Okay, you're
good thing
right.
I wasn't digging in my nose. So,
So I pays to stay ready.
right.
Look, y'all.
Look, I'm saying
Y'all
like,
barely got me today. Okay, it's Father's Day. It's my first Father's Day fatherless, and so I am like.
so yeah, big
I
hug.
see. Sorry, I
Yes.
forgot the countdown.
Yeah, so big hug, Also, shout out to all the fathers. Happy Father's Day. We
Yeah,
appreciate y'all. But look, first of all, okay, let's get to why we are here. People that are
right.
watching know why we're here, but there's something that we have to announce first.
Mm,
Um, and explain. So we have been talking on the lives for a while about we are moving to a membership based program. We're still going to have our YouTube channel and everything else, our shows, but we're also going to have exclusive content for members. So there's going to be opportunity for you to be a part of the Crossroads Community membership area, and part of that community is our watch party. So this is the first episode of the Crossroads Watch Party. So this is a freebie actually. So the watch party is going to be in the members area, but this week we are doing it publicly so that y'all can be involved in it. And then moving forward, it will be for our members. So what is the watch party, Barzini? That's what y'all asking. So what watch party is that we are choosing movies and series. Also, you can suggest movies and series to us to watch, and we come on and we review them together. All right.
That's
So it'll
dope.
be, part of the broadcast. You can contribute to it, give your feedback, and we're gonna react, respond, and recap to the programming that the world is watching. So we are starting it off with House of the Dragon season 2, y'all. So we've been talking about it for a minute. Life has been life and things have been moving, but we did not want to miss season 2, episode 1 of House of the Dragon. So this is why we're here. We'll be doing recaps weekly as the episodes drip to us, we drip into y'all. So that means y'all got to stay on top of it. Y'all got to watch it when it premieres, or wait to see the episodes later. So for all of you who are watching this stream right now, if you did not watch episode 1 of season 2 of House of the Dragon, mad spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
So you might want to wait to watch this, right? So we'll still make it available to you, but we never tell people to log off the stream. But if you're okay with spoilers, hey, join us. But if you are not okay with spoilers, this is your official spoiler alert.
Alert.
We are talking about the show. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to see it first. If you have seen it, drop the comments, y'all. Drop the comments. So yeah, I was excited about it. Episode 1 didn't disappoint. There were some things that we're gonna get to that I was like,
Right.
but definitely did not disappoint. But first, we want to give a short and succinct recap of season 1, because we're starting this in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think anybody's here that didn't see season 1. If you didn't see season 1, what are you doing? Like, if you didn't see Game of Thrones, what are you doing, first of all?
Yeah.
But you
But also, a lot
definitely.
of time has passed, so you
Mhm.
may, be fuzzy on some of the details. Like I had to refresh myself with some of
Yeah,
the details.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen season 1 about 3 times now.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen. I mean, but it's been 2 years.
I know, but there's so many other things to watch. I meant to watch it. I don't know if I meant to watch it 3 times, but
Hmm.
I definitely meant to watch it more than I had. But life.
Well, I've seen
So,
Game of Thrones.
like 5, 8. I said 8, but it's more than 8. Oh, well, I don't. You got to tell us. I don't even know. I told hashtag Boo it was about 8 times, and he was like,
It's
"What?
11.
Oh Jesus!" When I tell him, he's yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen it about twice a year since it. Now, mind you, I didn't start watching Game of Thrones until it ended after season 8 because I wanted to go straight through, right? So I didn't
Yeah.
watch it with the rest of the world. And since then, I've watched it
Well,
11
look,
times.
those of you who are watching, I told Barzini, like, don't come on here being the Game of Thrones expert talking above your heads. Now, there's going to be some of you who are right with him, and that's fine. But for the little people,
Listen,
bring us along with you.
officially, I am Barzini of House Hannons, King of the Andals, the Royal and the First Men, the Royal and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm.
There you go. Cheers.
to all of that. Long may he reign. So
Long may he reign.
Yeah, long may he reign. So season 1 of House of the Dragon. So House of the Dragon is set I believe about 200 years before Game of Thrones. So
Yes.
y'all we're in the time where dragons exist, they're common. House Targaryen is in power and has been in power for hundreds of years. It begins with King Jacaerys, who has no heir, having to choose an heir, but he didn't want to choose himself, so he calls the Kingdom Council, to choose an heir, and it's between his daughter Rhaenys Targaryen and his nephew.
It's like a granddaughter. Well, it was a granddaughter.
I thought it was his daughter,
but either
whatever.
way, okay.
She was next in line.
She should have done. Yeah, she should have gotten
by
it.
birth, right? But because she's a woman, it was outside of tradition, and they didn't choose. So the next male heir was Viserys Targaryen. The council ends up choosing Viserys Targaryen as king. He doesn't have a male heir either. His male heir actually dies at not at birth, but like a day later. He loses his queen given birth, but he does have a teenage daughter. He realizes that instead of trying to have a male heir, that he was overlooking his daughter as heir, and names her to be the heir. The kingdom comes out, they swear fealty to her, and there it is. But a lot of people have a problem with it because she's female, she's a woman. They her aunt Rhaenys, the one that was up for the throne, they refer to her as the queen that never was. Rhaenyra has a best friend who is Alicent Hightower. Alicent Hightower is also daughter to Hand of the King Otto Hightower. All right. So they things kind of get a little muddled when the queen dies, and the kingdom declares that the king must marry. So they're like, who is he going to marry? Otto kind of is underhanded. He sends his baby girl like, hey, you should probably go in there and comfort the king in this time of need. They start having these conversations, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people are kind of swinging their daughters the king's way. He ultimately chooses Alicent for his queen while she's a teenager. So they marry, they end up having kids. So Rhaenyra now has brothers and has male heirs, but they're not the heir, right? So she's got a brother who is Aegon Targaryen, Aegon II, and Aemon Targaryen are her brothers. And then she has a sister, Helaena Targaryen. So now there's a little conflict there's male heirs now. So who should be, and again, in true Game of Thrones fashion, there's maneuvering and everything else. So long story short, Viserys is, as the season goes, he's getting sick, he's getting older, he's getting weaker. He has told Rhaenyra the story of Ice and Fire, which is passed down to heirs, right? And let's not forget Daemon Targaryen, who was the heir until he named Rhaenys, because Daemon was always trying to do something sneaky with who's the king's brother and everything else. He was actually cast out. He ends up marrying Laena Valerian, which is like the next most powerful house. And they black. They finally got some black people in Game
They
of Thrones
got
that weren't slaves or criminals. So you have Damon, who is now joined the houses by marrying Laena Valerian. And then they have two daughters, Bela and I think Rhaena. I forget the other one's name. Rhaenyra ends up marrying her uncle, which is Daemon Targaryen. They got some little freaky stuff going on.
You've never watched any of the Thrones or the Dragons,
Well, House Targaryen was known for keeping it in the family. They would marry siblings and relatives all the time to keep their bloodline pure. So it wasn't a surprise. But when you look at from the POV of our modern society, it's like, ew, what are you doing?
Hold on now.
Right. So Viserys ends up dying. But before he dies, he thinks he's talking to Rhaenyra, but he's actually talking to Alicent. And he's telling her who must be king or become king. But he was referring to, he said Aegon, but he wasn't referring to Aegon the Second. He was talking about the prince that was promised, which is actually Aegon the Sixth. Aegon the Sixth, if you've seen Game of Thrones, is Jon Snow. Jon Snow finds out he's really Aegon. So the prince that was promised is Aegon the Sixth. That's who Viserys is having this vision. He's talking about who must be king, which was Aegon the Sixth, not Aegon the Second, which was his son. Alicent thinks that he's talking about. She thinks that it's Aegon the Second. So she runs to the small council saying, hey, I know he named Rhaenyra, but in his dying breath, and I was the only one there, he said that Aegon should be king. Otto, the hand of the king, was like, okay, hold up 1 second. Hey, y'all, remember what we talked about? They had already been planning to place Aegon the Second on the throne and usurp Rhaenyra the whole time. They never intended for her to be queen. She was out of the kingdom, like she left the kingdom a long time ago because of everything that was going on. So she was at Dragonstone. While she's at Dragonstone, they placed Aegon on the throne in front of the whole kingdom and named him king so that she would no longer have a claim. She finds out, she's pissed off. It's war. So season 1 ends with both sides trying to get the different houses in the kingdom to name themselves to either side. When Rhaenyra, we forgot to say Rhaenyra has 3 bastard sons.
I'm about to say Rhaenyra was getting it in because
Rhaenyra was getting it in. That was a huge thing.
Yeah, she was not the type to just do what she was told. And so, she had married another
Laenor.
Valerian, right? Yeah. So Laenor, the brother of the sister
Laena.
that married her uncle, right? So it was like all this mix up. So, however, he liked men, and so they decided together, like, hey, we just gonna play our parts, and then we'll go to our separate corners and do our due. But her due came out in the wash because while her children should have had white hair like the rest of them, they had dark hair because she was getting it on with Sir Strong.
Right. Yeah. The king, the commander of the City Watch.
Yeah.
Which was Lord Strong. So she's got 3 strong children that she's passing off as Targaryen.
And her dad was like, those are my grandmas.
Those are my kids. And then like everybody's like, what are you talking about? So now that's why everybody has a problem with her becoming queen too, because of the line of succession. They're not Targaryen, they're strong. Everybody knows it. The king is playing dumb. She's playing dumb. Like she's playing in everybody's face, basically. So there was a scene where when they were kids, Aemon loses an eye because he's fighting with his nephews and nieces, and he gets cut and he loses his eye. So that was a big deal. Season 1 ends with one of Rhaenyra's bastard sons, Lucerys, going to Storm's End to talk to Lord Baratheon about naming House Baratheon for Queen Rhaenyra. And when he gets there, Aemon Targaryen, they're grown up now. Well, he's grown up now. He's there with his dragon that he stole, which was Vhagar, which is like the biggest dragon, the biggest, most powerful dragon in the kingdom. He starts antagonizing Lucerys and was like, hey, you cut my eye out, I want your eye, and so there's this big thing. They leave, he runs out. Aemon starts chasing him on his dragon, and like Vhagar is huge, like ridiculously huge. He ends up killing,
and it's a dragon.
And it's a dragon. Yeah, it's a dragon.
So you can't be playing around with dragons. Like.
Right. Yeah. So Vhagar eats Lucerys and his dragon. He doesn't mean to. Like, he's trying to scare him, basically.
Yeah.
But Lucerys' dragon. Yeah. Lucerys' dragon has spit fire at Vhagar. Vhagar gets pissed off and eats him. Right. And then it ends with Rhaenyra finding out that her son has been killed. So that's season 1.
That is season 1.
And then we get to tonight, the premiere of season 2. So let's start off with your thoughts and reaction of episode 1.
So it started kind of slow for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get in, and I remembered, like, okay, when you're watching this, for me at least, I have to have my subtitles on so I can read. It helps me to remember the names because they were introducing some new characters or characters that would connect, down the line. Also, I haven't read the books, so I know there's some, serious followers of this series written and on screen. And so I'm still kind of getting into it. So yeah, I was trying to follow everything. And so what I saw, of course, Rhaenyra dealing with the loss of her son and just trying to grapple with, like, is this really reality? And watching Daemon in the beginning, he's like pushing, like, we gotta act. And that's really his issue since the beginning. It's just like, slow down, cowboy. But he's on it, trying to make things happen. And so I appreciated the episode for connecting, of course, to what we saw in season 1. Aegon, of course, is now king, or at least among those who would see him as king. And you still are seeing Rhaenyra's son. I think it was it the oldest son, Jace? It's the other son. Okay, right. So he's out, right, still trying to make sure that the pledges for his mother are strong, and all those things are going on. And so what we ultimately see, and I'm sure we'll walk through it, is this back and forth joust for power, like who is going to sit on the throne. And we see Aegon, I feel like he's trying, but it's just not, it's not for him. He's very immature. And then you see Aemond, who is kind of right there, like, let me do it. Let me let me show you how it's really good.
But he's been like that.
Yeah. So he's like, all you got to do is say when, and I'm a. So it's almost like watching Viserys and Daemon all over again. Do you feel like there's like parallel?
Yeah, no, Aemon is very much Daemon. But he's always wanted to be Daemon. He looks up to Daemon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. So, okay, so let me start off with our first problem with everything. And that's the time lapse, the 2 years in between seasons, where this starts off days after Lucerys dies, right? And now you see Jacaerys with this long hair, and he looked 10 years older.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he coming in a grown man, and this is supposed to be days apart. Rhaenyra has lost a lot of weight. I get the grief part, but this is days. You ain't lose that weight in days like that. You know what I'm saying? So the time gaps, like, I get it. You're using the same actors, but it's like that rollout for the continuity was important. But there, you got him talking to Cregan Stark, and they're more like, I don't know if they're foreshadowing the Long Night or the Night King out there, like, I need my men here at the wall. to
Mhm.
keep things out and everything else. But I give you the old men. Like I got 2,000 gray beards you can have. um, basically. But I think it's the positioning and everybody's kind of affect on what's going on. Damon is blood and fire.
Mhm.
Um, I love his interaction with Rhaenys. So with Rhaenys was
Oh yeah.
basically like, man, get up out of here.
Come
Like,
get on my face.
if
Yeah.
you don't get out of my
Like,
face,
I
talk
command
about
you.
right. And then, but when she was walking away, oh, if you were the king, that you were the king, like,
Mhm.
like you have no power over me. What I'm saying, like my husband got more power than you.
Right.
You know, you got Corlys out there looking confused and I guess trying to find himself again, and his purpose. I want him to see in a more assertive place. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
feel like he's always kind of bowing and scraping to keep his name going and doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like naming Lucerys heir. He's not a Targaryen or a Valerian. He's a strong, and you still name him heir.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
he said no one. What did he say? No one remembers blood. They remember names,
they
and
didn't
so
remember
he.
names, right? I
Yeah.
get it, but
But no. Huh?
like his brother Vayman was like, "Hey, like, look, he lost his head for it because he was
Yeah.
like, no, that ain't my nephew."
Yeah. That didn't go well. All
Mm-mm.
the folks that spoke up was getting that.
Yeah, getting chopped up. Um, but Damon is doing a lot. I think it's gonna be real interesting to see how this plays out with them killing. Like I would have liked them to see this whole son for a son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Damon, um, Rhaenyra comes and she does this so well, like her physical acting so well in this episode, you don't even realize she only had one line the whole
When
episode.
they said that, I was like, "Did she only
She only
have
had
one
one
line?"
line. She
But
didn't
I
say
guess
anything.
so. But
Yeah,
yeah, she did her good acting because I could have sworn
yeah.
she had said something else. But
All she said, I want Aemon
I want
Targaryen,
Aemon Targaryen.
and then walks away. Now, strategically, I think that's a good move, but I don't think she's being strategic. I think that's just all emotion, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But so when Damon conspires to go get him, we don't know if he thinks he's acting on her command. She just says it. She doesn't say how or what. So
Right.
he tells Blood and
I think
Cheese.
that's what he wanted to do anyway.
Well,
Clearly,
yeah, no,
because
because earlier he was trying to get Rhaenys to
yeah.
fly and
So
go kill him, Vagar and Aemon anyway.
I think just having her say something to that
Mhm.
effect was like, okay, cool, I can go
Green light,
because ultimately what happened wasn't him bringing her Amon.
right? They
So
killed
yeah,
Jacaerys.
I'm like, you just wanted to do you just
Mhm.
wanted to do what you wanted to do.
But now you
Any
didn't even
son
kill
will do.
Aemon. You killed
Yeah.
Jacaerys. Now I would have liked to see. I think that might have gone over better if Damon, when he was given the instruction, he didn't say kill Aemon. He specifically said Aemon. But if he would have
Mm-hmm.
said kill the prince,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, well, you didn't say which prince.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was interesting. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how Allison and Christian Cole play out. So now, okay,
Oh, the
so
queen
look,
was
so season one, jump back. Rhaenyra was smashing Christian. So Rhaenyra chooses Kristen Cole for her Knight's Guard, her King's Guard. He falls in love with her. Well, they end up smashing. He ends up falling in love with her. He asks her to vacate the succession and the throne to go be
come
with
away
him.
with me.
Like, we
Shut
can
up
forget
with it.
all this, like he
Yeah.
says, forget the throne. And she responds to him, I am the throne.
Right.
And so she's like, I'm not leaving it. He gets in his feelings, gets hurt.
Because she sullied him.
Yeah.
He had took an
Yeah, he
oath.
took an oath, a vow of
Yeah.
chastity, and all this other stuff. She took it from him, basically. She used her power,
Yeah.
and her title to get what she wanted from him. They smashing, and then now it's like, nah, I'm not running away with you. Allison finds out. Well, he ends up telling her because he thinks that she's talking about something else. and tells her. So he becomes Kingsguard for Alicent later in the season, and he kind of turns against Rhaenyra, and the fact that he knows that she's been dealing with Lord Strong. This season starts off with like, well, one, he became really loyal to Alicent.
Yeah, because he got mad. So then he
got
sides.
mad. So he's really loyal to Alicent. But now Alicent is no longer queen. She's queen regent. And now she's smashing. So since her husband is dead, and now she's smashing Criston Cole.
Criston Cole. He just a passer now.
Right. Yeah. And I think he's in love with her. So
yeah, because he's trying to get her to do the same thing. Like, because she's like, we can't.
But she ain't on the throne no more. You know?
I mean, I know, but she was very clear. She said we cannot do this.
And then
again,
they do.
And then they did it again. But
now the character I wish they would develop more was Helena, because she is so like under the radar, nondescript. She says a couple of lines here and there, to the point to where when they walked in there and the dude's got the knife to her neck, you don't even know who she is until like they kind of said, I'm like, who was that? Because I'm thinking he chasing down the little maiden. Is this one of the house maidens or something like that? No, it's the queen. Yeah. One, why is the queen in there unguarded?
Unattended. Just in there, able to be grabbed.
The king is chilling on the Iron Throne with his homeboys, getting drunk, getting drunk.
And I don't want to be the right magnanimous.
Yeah. So how do you walk through the throne room? Nobody stops you. Nobody says nothing. And the king is right there, drunk, just chilling.
That's why he shouldn't be the king.
Well,
it was like, keep your eyes down. Just keep walking.
Just keep walking.
Right? Because with them too, I was like, who are these people? I didn't even know who they were.
Yeah, well, those are the ones that Daemon hired to kill Aemon.
Right.
You know. But then they find the queen, the heir, and the princess with no Kingsguard.
Because one of them was getting his knob polished.
Well, he's Kingsguard to Alicent though.
Oh, so he was doing what he was supposed to do.
Right.
But the other ones was.
But he's commander of the Kingsguard though.
Right. I was just like, he should be doing something.
He'd be doing something like, hey, yeah. So, yeah, ain't nobody. The king is getting drunk. The queen regent is getting smashed. The queen got a knife to her neck. What is going on in the Red Keep? Like, this would have never happened when Cersei was on the throne. Or Robert, for that matter.
House of Dragon gone wild.
Right, exactly. I thought you was about to say something. But so yeah, but no, it was all over the place. So the episode throughout the episode, you got Daemon wanting to act. You have Aemon, who is showing his ambition, which he always has. Now, this is what I kind of see foreshadowing though, right? First of all, Larys Strong. Okay, so Larys Strong, who is the younger brother of Lord Strong that died in season 1. So Rhaenyra's baby daddy. Yeah, Rhaenyra's baby daddy and her and his father died, which made Larys, who was crippled, but he's like sneaky and everything else, and kind of get next to Alicent. Like he starts working for Alicent. He about to make some moves, right? Because he got feelings for her. But if you notice, what's the first thing that he said when he comes on the scene in this episode? Like, yeah, I've been trying to get an audience with you, and you was, you know what I'm saying, you busy.
Indisposed.
But so because he knows what she's doing with Criston Cole, because also he was like, yeah, I questioned everybody in the house and I weeded out the ones that weren't. So now everybody in the house is actually loyal to him because he placed them himself. So he's the spider.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
then he pulled Aegon to the side, like, hey, can I holler at you? Exactly. And he started planting stuff in his ear too. So I was like, he's trying to get in the hand seat.
So basically, like, hey, people looking at you like they was looking at your pops. You know, Otto was controlling him, and now it look like he's controlling you.
Yeah, you weak or not?
You don't want that. So I think he's gonna maneuver himself to hand to the king. Or at least get his ear to where, you know, but what that's gonna do is push Otto to make alliances with Aemon. because Aemon, he can control Aemon because Aemon got more sense than Aegon,
Yeah.
right? So what did he go in there and tell Aemon? Let me pump your head up, like you're the single biggest, most powerful force in the kingdom. You and Vhagar, right? And you gotta show restraint because we know your brother can't.
Brother's not. Yeah.
So he's already pitting his grandsons against each other. So if I can't control Aegon because he's stupid, I can control Aemon, who's stronger, right?
Mhm.
And if Otto maneuvers to have Aegon killed at some point, you already know Aemon wants to be king. Aegon never wanted it. Aemon wanted it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and Aemon just enters into spaces like he's supposed to be there.
Right. They're like, why are you here in the
Yeah, you don't have a seat here. And he just ignored his mom, was like, yeah, so we're supposed to have people right here. And if we do this, you don't even know what they was talking about. You just coming in here just telling people what they need to be doing.
Oh, God.
Ain't been in not nary a war. And, you know what I'm saying? And so now then he behind the closed doors with Criston Cole. I don't think he has an idea that his mom is smashing Criston Cole.
No. But I felt like the way Criston started talking about her, it's pretty like, oh, your mom she was spun in Rhaenyra's web and she's not.
Because he hates Rhaenyra and he loves Alicent now.
And I'm like, you sounding real sprung. I hope this boy don't realize what's going on.
Right. And then Aemon was like, if you got love for the enemy, then that makes you a fool.
Right.
Period.
Mom or not. Okay.
Mom or not. Well, so Rhaenyra is his sister and you his mom. So look, you my mom, that's my sister, but my sister is the enemy. And mom, if you got love for my sister, then you a fool. I know that was your BFF back in the day.
However,
but
different times.
You smashed her pops, and now you smashing her ex-boo. Like
it's war.
And the crazy part, so this is the crazy part because Alicent tried to play that high and mighty role in season 1. Like, if you was gallivanting around with Daemon, like, oh, how does that look? And your chastity and now here you are.
Just laying it low and spreading it wide, as Miss Joyce would say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen. In that last scene, she was, you know what I'm saying? Look. So, yeah. So now Daemon is maneuvered. They've killed the heir to the throne in Jacaerys, which is Aegon's son. His young, I think they're like 4 years old.
Yeah.
Helaena kind of had a premonition of it when she made reference to the rats earlier. Like she's always saying something like crazy. So for those who don't know, Helaena is Aegon's sister and wife and the queen.
Things.
Right. So yeah, I'm just interested. The trailer for next week looks real intense.
Yeah, because it was like this season. It was showing all the things.
So it looked like it's going up this season. It looked like in general, but I'm wondering where it's gonna go. Period. Like, how are they gonna maneuver? So I got my thoughts. I think Otto and Aegon are gonna kind of be in cahoots. Larys is gonna have Aemond. Larys Strong is gonna have Aegon's ear to position himself. I think Larys and Criston Cole is going to have beef because Larys knows about him and Alicent and their dealings, and he got feelings for.
And Rhaenyra's going to have to, get her husband in check.
Yeah, her and Daemon
issues there too.
Yeah, well, because Daemon wanted to be king, he wanted to be heir, and so I couldn't be heir, so I'm gonna marry the heir, and now that's gone. So you couldn't even be the king consort. You can't control Rhaenys. She don't listen to you. So you're not the king. You can't control anybody. The few minions that are scared of you listen to you. So Daemon is actually look like slowly losing power. And his brother's not there to kind of like prop him up anymore. So that's going to be interesting to see how he's able to position himself back into power as well.
Now, do you think Helaena gave a we're assuming she did point out the male heir, right? Because she says, they killed the prince. Or do Do you think she did that because she didn't want him to be king? Be the heir? Because in that earlier scene,
that's a great question. Because she said, "What if he doesn't want
what
it?"
does he want to? Yeah, I was like, she might have did that on purpose. Because I was thinking like the other guy, like, oh, she surely is not gonna point out the boy. Whoever she points out, choose the other one. Well, we actually was on the couch, like, kill both of them if you want to make. That's really bad. But we're like, you want to make sure just everybody need to go, and then
I don't see why they would. If you're killing a child, just kill both of them.
Yeah, then you
got the right one. You like, well, which one? We can't kill both of them.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't make sense. But okay, so yeah, she actually gave up her son, and I was like, oh.
And maybe she may not have been trying to do it on purpose, because remember, they're like, wait, why would she? You know what I'm saying? So they were doing the back and forth. So maybe she was trying to throw him off. Or maybe it was like, nah, go ahead and take him. So
take him. Yeah, so he can be free of whatever's about to come down the pipe. Because the guy, the I don't know which one was Cheese and which one, I don't know, but the one that had the knife to her was like, no, she's telling the
I'm gonna call you, well, because he was the one that was walking around catching the rats, so we're gonna call him Cheese.
Cheese, okay, yeah. I was like, no, she's telling the truth. I was like, oh snap.
Yeah, but then he said, just check for it, like.
I was just like, either check or kill both of them. But like, yeah, this leaving it up to the person who's under duress, I was just like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
To ask her and take her word for it.
Right. So
good episode. It's a good setup. It was, it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, well, they typically like a kind of move it slow, but I think the drama was definitely building. And they're gonna have to deliver after 2 years of us waiting, and everybody is 20-year-old, 12-year-olds now. Like, but I don't. So, and then there's also a couple of characters that are missing that we don't know. So, one, where's Joffrey? Right, we don't really see him. Because remember, there was a third Strong.
That's a little son. Yeah, we'll say there's another son.
Yeah, because after the time lapse, Rhaenyra has another kid, and Laenor was like, his name is Joffrey, and then we don't see Aegon the third.
Now, whose kid is that?
Remember, Rhaenyra and Daemon had a son.
Oh Lord. Okay.
So before
I need to get the family tree.
Yeah, so remember, she miscarried one. She went.
Oh yes, okay. And 3 of the Strongs, and then yes.
And so when she came to visit her Jacaerys before he died, remember Daemon was holding a baby, so that was Aegon. And then she was pregnant again, and that's the one that was stillborn. I don't remember if they named that one. And then then Jacaerys' son that was born, that passed, that was Balon, the prince for a day.
For a day, yeah.
That was cold. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So that is the episode 1 reaction recap and everything else. So this will be posted for y'all. But remember, if you want to be part of the future watch parties, one, you can send us a message, email us, DM us if you have a series or movie that you want us to watch and recap that we can discuss. We're gonna wait on another series right now because we kind of wrapped up into the we're just starting this one. But future series, we can go back. Don't have to be new. It can be one that's popular, people are watching and everything else, but we'll dive into it and unpack. But we do want you guys to become members of the community. You can join our Patreon, and there is the link right there. It is patreon.com/The Crossroads. That's THEXROSSROADZ, and become a member. And not only will you be part of our watch parties, our moving forward, our live broadcast will now be in the members area. We will still be doing pre-recorded episodes on YouTube. Those will be public, but our members area will have the lives, we'll have the watch parties, and we're going to be doing community challenges. So we have entertainment, we have our regular episodes, and we also have personal development that we're doing. So Our challenges are going to be about building ourselves as people. So me and Dre are going to be doing challenges. We're going to be inviting the community to join into the challenge with us.
Mhm.
The first one is going to be real.
It's
We're
gonna
not doing,
start. It's gonna start July 1st. So
yeah,
you have about 2 weeks to get on the
yeah.
train.
So our first challenge starts July 1st. And we're gonna be hitting y'all up. You're gonna see it on our public pages and everything else. But we want all of y'all in the community. And I have a very ambitious goal. It's not my initial goal, but very ambitious goal. We want to see 5,000 members in the community, in the membership community. Right. That is the goal that we want to see. And again, we can't get there without your support, sharing, bringing people in into the conversations that we're doing. And on the Crossroads podcast, this isn't about battle of the sexes, even though we have varying views, lenses. It's about bringing those views and lenses to an intersection of understanding and having healing conversations, and understanding not just relationships, but business, uh, personalized traumas, everything that goes on, and having conversations and community building. And that's what we are about, right? And we want you all to be a part of that. So we are moving, we are growing, and we want y'all to move and grow with us. And we're creating some great content for you to join and to pass along to the other roadies and road dogs. So whether you were day one, you know, or a one day.
I like it. Day one
Right?
or one day.
We welcome everybody into the community, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
That should
we're
be
looking
fun. And
yeah.
and we are excited. That's what's in it for you, right? To join the conversation in the community. But understand that we are still growing this brand, we're growing the platform. And so what you are investing in, right, is the growth and the elevation of this platform. And to say that you were a part of it from day one, and we're getting ready to launch season 2 of the podcast. So there's a lot of things that are going to be coming at you this summer, and we just want to make sure that you're a part of it. So join the community. Understand that we are excited to do life together. There are so many different avenues that you can plug into, but if you are already with us, then plug all the way in. Invest in the place where you have found quality conversation, that you are regarded, and that you are able to contribute to, you're able to learn from. Like if you have found value over the past few years with us, then we invite you to take the next step and join us and invest your small coin with us, for a monthly investment. We're worth it. We're worth it, and you're worth it, because
And
we're going to make sure to give it to you.
think of it this way. Ask yourself this: would you buy us a drink once a month? Because that's the investment. Like y'all, it's real small. We're not, the membership is not a whole lot. It's actually very, very minimal. We have several tiers, but whatever tier suits your budget or your support, we are grateful either way, and for those who continue to support us on our free content on YouTube that's still there, we love you too. So this isn't about like, y'all can't,
We're not taking the
yeah,
podcast. The podcast will still be available for everyone.
yeah,
Right. But we are taking this a step further and a step up for those who want to go with us.
Look, it's a business. It's a business,
It is.
and so that's why we're creating additional content for the paid members. I was actually telling a friend what we were doing, and she was like, that's a lot of content. And I was like, really? So I am very much uh under promise and over deliver type person. You know what I mean? So for the investment and for the support, we are giving a lot of content. So you'll get early access to the podcast. The members get early access to that. You'll be part of the challenges. You get the watch party. When we will do behind the scenes footage Um,
And I'm going to visit Barzini this summer. So we might wind up into well, I'm going to be in his city. I'm not necessarily, because I have some other things going on, but we going to get together while I'm there and it might be some shenanigans.
and y'all going, yeah. And so all that's going to be in the members area. Things that will be coming down the pipeline in the future as we grow, if and when we are in your particular cities, or we're in a city that and there's places that you want us to visit or try or do reviews on, or so that kind of content is coming. We're going to go there, we're going to give an honest review. If there's a food place, like, hey, you got to try this, we'll try that. If there, you know what I mean, like, we want to do a lot and we want y'all to be a part of it, but we want to move you to our members community to do that. All right, so we appreciate y'all for tuning in. This has been the first watch party on the Crossroads podcast. Remember, all of our future watch parties will be in the members area, so make sure you join the members area to be part of the watch party moving forward. We will be doing House of the Dragon every week.
Yes.
So that's coming. And while we're doing that, y'all, if there's another series coming out, another season of a series that's coming out that you want us to check out and review, I hope it's something that I've seen earlier seasons on. Because if I got to go back and binge a whole season just so we can, maybe there's an old show that we've seen that you want us to go back, recap, and review. I would have loved to do Snowfall.
Yeah, like, that would have been nice.
Yeah, she's like, I can watch it.
Y'all gonna get whatever I can remember right across here, because too much TV.
So yeah, TV. Movies, Bad Boys 4.
Oh, that was excellent.
Yeah. So
I could do that. I could actually do that.
Yeah. So we might come back and review Bad Boys. So yeah, that's what we doing, y'all. We looking forward to it, and we love y'all. So with that, y'all, this has been the Crossroads Watch Party. Remember, I'm Barzini of House Hannons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With all the titles, I can't even do it right now anymore. King of the Andals and the First Men, right? Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm.
Long may he reign.
Long may he reign. But with that, we love y'all and we appreciate y'all. And in parting, always remember, be
free to be you. We'll see you next week. Bye.